There you go.
So,
Just a little. Yeah, no. But I mean, you think about that in real life. If I owned slaves and I didn't want to pay for medical, I refused to let them eat fruits and vegetables prior to procreation, so their children will be strong enough not to require me to waste money on medical. That's fascinating.
it is. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you think about that. We know. I mean, you think about this. Not to be, it's just a racist comment or anything. Black people, African slaves, they dominate sports, right? How did we get them that way? Right? They're starting to dominate different things that just dominate fields of things. Why? We refused to let their parents, their ancestors that we had as slaves, eat fruits and vegetables prior to procreation because it makes weaker children.
That's crazy.
I mean, you think about it, right? We know that in American history. In American history, we've proven for you to see with your own eyes, fruits and vegetables are awful for you. But you don't have, I mean, common sense isn't so common. People don't look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about that. Rich white people, for thousands of years, to create humans less susceptible to illnesses and diseases, have been refusing to let their slaves eat fruits and vegetables. But we tell you today, now that we've abolished slavery, and we can't make money off of actually owning somebody, eat fruits and vegetables. We give you the option to become a slave to big pharma. Now you have the option. You get to decide. I can't own you, but you can make me your slave. Right? You can make yourself a slave to Western medicine.
Yeah, then now they're getting money off of that instead of slavery.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, you didn't make your right. You don't have the choice if you're sick to not pay for the stuff because we didn't let you know the truth. I mean, think about that. The Egyptians literally have literature thousands of years old that says if you're going to have a child, stop eating fruits and vegetables because it causes illnesses with your children, your offspring. The Babylonian, the Sumerian, the Incan, the Mayan, the Aztecan, Native Americans. Every culture in the world, independently, on their own, went, oh my gosh, fruits and vegetables are highly toxic when it comes to procreation. The forbidden fruit.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything else to add to that?
No. I mean, just if you don't believe me,
No.
research slavery. Are they stronger and smarter and healthier? Are they less susceptible to illnesses and diseases for working the fields?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I never thought about it that way though. That's pretty interesting.
Right?
All right.
All right, you have a great day, sir.
Yeah, you too. Can I get a screenshot?
Yeah. Thank you for your kindness. I appreciate it. You guys, you like my information? Give me a shout out. Share some of my posts.
Oh yeah, for sure. Have a good one, Myron.
Bye.
Everywhere, all over the internet, and I've learned so much. But I want to know, can you share with us just more about yourself personally, your history? I
don't really. I'm a regular person like anybody else. I got free education from almost every branch of the military and intelligence agencies for a long time when I was younger. From kindergarten all the way up through my sophomore year in high school, I had a military liaison for school and my aunt. I didn't have to sit in classes. I just got to. I have a weird, very weird life. I always tell people there's multiple realities and dimensions in M theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
In quantum mechanics, what reality in M theory did you meet me? And people don't really understand that because I have a whole segment of college educated doctors and lawyers and physicists and theoretical that I went to school with that know me from school and studying groups. weird stuff like that. And then I have a whole group of people for just a regular average a person's life, and then I have a whole group of people who know me in the sexually exploited and drug mule women and children community. I mean, literally, there's a version of me that exists in a lot of different people's lives. That, you know what I mean? If you knew me from school, you wouldn't think that I had a 9-to-5 job, because my schooling that I went through took a lot of time. If you knew me in the job I did for, taking care of sexually exploited women and children, it took a lot of time. You wouldn't think I had a 9-to-5 job, or you wouldn't think I went to school. But I have autism, so everything was so everything was. I don't know. That's it. I got a lot of free schooling, and I use that schooling for a lot of different things in my life, and I kept everything separate until I got hurt really bad.
I have another question for you.
Yeah.
How did you react when you started noticing you were blowing up online? Like, what was your reaction?
Not at all. So I'm massively famous outside of the United States. Like I've had people offer. Yeah, I'm huge. Like, people have offered to pay and have me tour the United Kingdom, the Middle East, Africa. I mean, South America. I'm freaking huge outside of the States. I worked really, really hard trying to keep everything separate for a very, very long time in my life. So, like, in South America, I did a bunch of tour guides of for sexually exploited women and children, and how to survive, and how to get away, how to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do those things, people would come to my house, sexually exploited women and children. Every once in a while, people would come to my house, and I videotaped how all that things, how they're chased, how everything happens. And we shared that in different countries and places like that. But I tried to make sure for the longest time nobody in the States really knew who I was, or knew anything about me.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you're asking, how do I deal with being popular online? I don't know how to explain it, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
If that
It's
makes
good
sense.
that you didn't get overwhelmed, because some people get overwhelmed when this happens.
Well, I think if it was new,
Yeah.
I'd have probably got overwhelmed. But before I got hurt, so I got hurt really bad in like 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Before I got hurt, I had probably 80 million followers on a few different accounts. That's pretty popular.
What are some of your other accounts?
Just different things for different stuff. I got, I do, like I said, I got a lot of different things. I have some accounts that are dedicated specifically to religion. I have things that are dedicated to, quantum mechanics. I have things that are dedicated to computer science, just, biology, just different things.
I mean, if you ever want to share that maybe sometime, that'd be cool, because, like, you have a massive following that just wants to know more about how you think. So if you ever want to just, like, share those other accounts, that would be really cool.
So there's puzzles in my account that you have right now that you can solve and find those other accounts. But in order to keep...
Hold on, Martin. So you're saying that there's actually puzzles within your account right now we could find?
Yeah.
There is actually puzzles?
Yeah. In real life, there's things that you can solve right now in my account that will take you to a different account that might help you understand something, where you'd get a job in computer science, or a job being a doctor, or a job, in theology. I have a massive amount of information, but you can't display it all in one place because people can't keep up. That's considered ADHD.
Yeah.
Which is, we have one subject in this world called the universe. And depending on your intelligence, we break it up into a billion different pieces. Some people don't need it broken up into a billion different subjects. But I mean, how do you know what reality is if we have to break up reality into 1,000 different slivers and you only study 2 of them? You left out over 99% of the rest.
So you think there's a lot more out there that we still haven't discovered that you can find by doing your own research?
Well, I mean, it's not discovered. You just don't pay attention to it because you allow your intelligence to be bogged down on one specific subject. Or you think about a doctor trying to be a heart surgeon. You focus on heart surgery, right? You focus your career learning how to do a specific surgery.
Mm-hmm.
You leave out completely. You never study human evolution. So this is give an example. A heart surgeon, the American Heart Association. Thousands and thousands of doctors go to school to learn about heart surgery without ever taking the time to study human evolution to recognize, is heart surgery even a freaking disease, or is it something we've made up because we forgot what our ancestors used to do? So right now, in every country, when the fall comes, the sun becomes scarce, vegetation becomes scarce, your liver starts pumping out massive amounts of cholesterol into your arteries. So when you don't have any sugar and no sun, your body can use it as fuel to induce autophagy, apoptosis, and neurogenesis. So many people never study human evolution and human biology and have no idea that that's a real thing. And we've convinced them this thing of heart disease. They're dying of heart disease when it's not a disease. Your body's preparing to undergo periods of healing. But if you don't ever have periods of time without sugar, you never use that fuel for healing, and it builds up and builds up and builds up. It's like putting gas in my gas tank and never taking my hand off the handle until it's just pouring out all over the ground.
Yeah. Hey, Martin, I got another question.
Yeah.
When's your birthday? We would all like to know.
November 29th.
Okay, November 29th, guys. Oh, it already passed.